So welcome to those of you who haven't seen this presentation before. We're taking some time today to go through the project master plan as it is to date for Terra Nova. So I guess the important thing to remember at this point in the project is that we're still working, and we've spent some really productive days on site, and we'll get into what we've done and what we've discovered while we've been there, but there is more to come, and we welcome your feedback and questions, and with the understanding that we will be continuing to work over the next several months on this exciting project. So today we're going to talk through these sections. We're going to go over the mission and vision of both eMi and Terra Nova, how we partner together, the master plan concept, that's a compilation of the work that Tom has already done visioning on the site, as well as what we've done massing as a team here, architectural design of the Adobe area in particular, and then going through the kitchen and dining design, which is a bit of a sidetrack from our original intent, but we did spend some time looking at some detailed design of what your kitchen reconstruct can look like. Also getting into some of the technical discussions, and then looking forward, what are the next steps on both of our parts for this project. So first, a little bit about eMi. You know about eMi already, but our vision, people restored by God and the world restored through design. Just a reminder that God is the one that does the restoration of people's hearts, but He does call us to be a part of His restoration plan in the world. And we think Terra Nova is doing that, and that's one of the reasons we're really excited to partner with you and help you design so that your expanded vision, which is a huge vision of restoration in a whole area of Zambia that is not widely reached, that we can be a part of that and assist you in that. We're excited for that. And part of how we do that is by developing structures, by doing design, but also by being involved in each other's lives. So discipleship is one of our core values, and it's one of the things we take really seriously as a team, and one of the things we've been excited to be able to do in our team in mentorship and spiritual discipleship, but also with the kids on your site. It's been a pleasure to be involved in that as well. It's also exciting to see some diversity on our team. We're always excited to pull people in from different backgrounds and different experience levels to work together on a project like this. And here we are, our team, day one, fresh as daisies after a 16-hour bus ride. It was just wonderful to start the whole trip off and see the site and get a picture of what's going on there. And then I have a few pictures, a couple of slides that show what we were busy with all week long. Flying drones, having meetings, playing with kids, sharing about what engineering is with these kids, and digging holes. We've got water testing, we have survey, more playing with kids. Can't get away from those guys, they're just too cute. I don't even have puppy pictures in here, but there was a little bit of that. And a lot of hard work by a lot of people on this team, and I'm really thankful and grateful for all of the hard work that went in this week by so many people on this site. So this slide is your vision, and you don't need me to tell you what your vision is, you know it, but this is, the purpose of this slide is we share our work in a lot of different contexts and a lot of venues, and so do you, and we'll give you a copy of this as well. And just as to make sure people are aware of what you do, why you exist, nurturing and care for orphans. And I love the quote on your website, to improve the life of those in need, because children and youth are the hope of the future. We believe in investing in them by providing education, training, and leadership. And as you expand that into the Terra Nova site, what your project vision looks like, and these are just directly from the time we spent with you, the PowerPoint that you put together. These here, your desire to be self-sustaining and eco-friendly, to supply food for your kids in an area that is a difficult thing to do, to making a tourist destination, providing a fun space for people to come and relax, and education coming in a lot of different ways, and being seen as a global village. So as we were thinking through this is one way that helped me to understand, because those are a lot of very diverse and exciting opportunities and challenges to see realized on that site. So what we wanted to start with is just what is your core, and that's orphan care, and that's the heart of what God has called you into here. And what did we see, and it may look different for you, and this is a conversation we can continue to have, but as the core pieces of your project surrounding the heart of your vision and mission, and we thought safety, education, some of that family-style housing concept and opportunity, and then fresh food being some of the most important things for you on your site. And then around that is a more peripheral, these things are important, but maybe they're not quite as core as some of the other things. So these are and in some cases, a couple of these vision items may conflict with each other, and it'll be important to go back to the core, go back to, why do we exist? What's the most important thing on this site as we identify, wow, maybe this economical construction conflicts in some degree to the sustainability aspect, maybe putting in all of those PV cells or things like that. And that's what we want to help over the next several months identify maybe where some of those conflicts exist and giving you options and our recommendations for how to move forward in those areas. The beautiful country of Zambia and your site way up in the north, a couple of the complexities and challenges of where you're located, and we experienced that just on the drive up there. It's far, and a lot of people don't go there. And as a result, you have some of these complexities. You have a bit of a food desert for fresh fruits and vegetables. You've got really difficult time getting materials or finding things that may be available in Lusaka. Getting them there or finding them there is a challenge. The opportunities for people to have fun and relax is a bit lacking up there. So, and then orphan care facilities, as you've shared with us, there are really only 2 in your whole province that are doing what you're doing. So because of these complexities and opportunities, that's obviously the reason we're here to help expand what you're already doing on this new exciting property. So I'm going to turn it over to Survey and get into a little bit more of the design and master plan.
Thanks, Kendra. Thanks for leading this trip out of the South Africa eMi office, and thanks Thomas and Amy for hosting us. It was great to be with you all through this week. I'm Nate, and I was the surveyor on this project, and my job was basically to collect a lot of data points, actually over 2,000. Some of those still haven't entered because they were with a handheld GPS, but most of this was acquired with differential GPS using satellite technology, and so usually 2 to 3 centimeter accuracy vertically and horizontally with this. So getting precise data on the site just required a lot of time walking back and forth, mostly through elephant grass. And Terry, my comrade, and I just spent a lot of time getting real familiar with elephant grass, and we didn't realize the vision that that would provide for the architects. You got to provide them a base map. And immediately when Matthew saw the base map, he realized it was the constellation Dembo. Now, I spent a lot of time with folks on the site, and Francis, who's just a few years older than me, says the last elephant, Dembo, left this area in about 1960. But the spirit of the elephant remains in the grass that we bought, and so there's the constellation that the points of light represent. What we do is we turn that into a topographic map that represents a model of the Earth's surface. And obviously, all this blue here, that's the massive hill on the eastern side of the site. Most of the site structures are going to be concentrated in this area. We've located all existing structures. We've located the boundary of the river. And so the site topographic survey is the base map that everything else gets built on. And so we try to produce that so that architects have a good tool to work with. One of my other tasks was to try to verify the boundary survey that you had done in 2016. And unfortunately, I really can't verify that. The monuments that I was able to obtain locations of don't fit the measurements. So word of mouth that says this is where that iron was that those people pulled out so they could fix their bicycle or whatever, don't really match very well. So when you get to the point where you need to build the fences at the boundary, you need to have that guy come back out and mark those the day that you're doing that work. Because I just couldn't make sense of that. And we're talking about 40 meters difference in where it might fit. So that's not precise enough to build a fence. Right. The best monument out there, the one that Francis says everybody knows, is actually where Edmund Black's father is buried across the road in the woods. And that definitely sets a corner for the property. But that's not at all even included in your survey. So what does that really even mean? So I say all that to say, you know, you own from the river to the highway, 30 meters off. You're aware of that. These side boundaries, you know you need to, nail those down. And along with that, I just noticed tons of what we call encroachments on the property because the people have been used to moving back and forth through here, planting gardens on your property. You need to begin the process of educating the local people. This is titled land now, so that they don't develop what we call squatters' rights and make that difficult for you. So the sooner you can get those fences on the sides and show your right of ownership, the better for that. So, yeah. In addition to the data that I collect point by point, I was able to have a couple successful drone flights. And this is a high resolution ortho photo. So unlike a normal picture that you would take, it has been corrected based on where the camera was when each picture was taken. This image here is a composite image of 180 photos stitched together with overlaps, and it's a pretty incredible software process that makes that happen. But what that means is we can bring this into CAD and actually measure things, and you can see every tree in the orchard, for instance. And this same technology can be used on the farm for like identifying plant health, looking at your trees and what's going on. There's different kind of cameras I'm sure you're aware of. You can get on the drone that do the infrared, but just to give you an idea of the resolution, we're talking about every single rebar on your globe is in this picture. And more precisely, we can even do targeting where we can attach ground control points to the data, and so we can bring that seamlessly into the CAD file. So this is not two different drone flights. This is the second one. So this comprises most of the area where the future stuff will be done. And this isn't showing very much at the scale, but this is a PDF file. You continue to zoom in on it, and it gets sharper and sharper and sharper. And it's not just a two-dimensional product. I will provide you this website. You can actually go and see this for yourself. So it's actually a three-dimensional product. So as the architects are placing buildings within here, they can see the height of trees, and this is obviously the rapids. So that is a product that's available to use, and a website you'll be able to use with your drone in the future, just as you continue to manage the growth and development of the farm. And essentially providing this data and this base map, not just for what we did this week, but for the further implementation of all the steps of the master plan. That's what the architects need. And so they're going to step up here and begin to show you what they have done on top of the base map. So, Ferrari and Heather, turn it over to you.
All right, I'm Heather. And so this, again, obviously we all are familiar with the site and topography at this point in time, but this is a slide that's been included for people who are viewing this and maybe they're not as familiar with what the site is like. So we just put this on there so they can kind of get a feeling of just like the big change between the river and the mountain. So we can go to the next one. I would like to emphasize and reiterate that this is not a completed design. This is still very schematic. We've been working on this for less than a week. So eMi, they're going to take what we've done here and continue to develop it over the next several months. We've been mostly just trying to like flesh out ideas, talk to you about the program, and explore concepts, and then kind of document that visually, and then give you documents to kind of move forward as you get into more detail with your plan. So this is an overall view of the site, and we have documented some program requirements. You're going to want the cultural communities, is what we've had them labeled, with the children's home, chalets, activity centers.
You're going to want educational facilities, including a school building, dining hall, and a dorm building eventually. Support facilities are going to include your administration